inhale. Inhale, lift the hands, beginning posture. Exhale, sink the weight. Bend the knees to the right. Exhale right. Shukti. Inhale, center. Exhale. Exhale left. Exhale. Shukti. Center, inhale. Exhale, palm. Reach. Sit back. Inhale. Center, cheek. Inhale, sit back. Press on. Coil. Inhale. Flip. Exhale. Turn. Whip. Step forward. Press. Close chest. Inhale. Coil. Flip. Circle down. Circle round. Transfer through. Neutralize. 1, 2. Reach back. Inhale. Touch knee. Coil. Down. Left hand curl. Leg to toe. Fold. Close to the top. Circle down. Reach back. Inhale. Exhale. So forward. Inhale. Touch knee. So forward. So forward. Touch knee. Leg to toe. Coil here. Step up. Forward. Down. Reach back. Inhale. Exhale. Drop down. Step. Step forward. And step forward. Left forward.
You're good.
Down. Right hand up. Inhale. Exhale. Back to center. Circle. Down. And up. Finish. Step 1. Step 2. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the hand.
All right.
Sometimes when you turn, you know, you couldn't see from the back side. But yeah.
Really different from the yang style.
Okay.
Yeah. The different ones.
Similar, I mean, they're similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
It's 10 to 10.
What was that?
Now, I know. Probably has to
Oh.
touch.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
Kind of like the one at the bonus now.
It was, but now it works.
Oh,
Yeah, now we changed it. Yeah, and this one just probably needs a cleaning. It's another Qigong to make that work. All right. We're going to do some warm-ups. If I can do it? Sure. Okay, let's just open up. The wrists shaking from the elbows, opening up. And then elbows from the shoulders. Just kind of giving some space in the joints. Shoulders, kind of with the whole body, wiggle, soft knees. Just with the intention to create space and openness in the joints so the chi can flow. And then nice twisting. You can just kind of listen to your body, how much it wants to do, how vigorous, how fast, how slow. Really stay in your center line, in your spine. Be in touch with your breath. Shoulders, your arms are as relaxed as possible. They're just attachments. All right. And some big hip circles. So to bring your attention, your awareness into the hips. Again, listening to your own tissue, to your body, and let it move as it likes to, not as your brain wants to, but as it feels right for your body. Breathing, circling, feeling. Change direction. Noticing this area of lower back, hips. Sinking the chi over and over again into the lower dantian. All right. Let's do a couple knee circles. Upper body's relaxed. No need to strain it. Take that circle and twist to the side. Breathe. Twist to the other side, opening up the side ligaments. Center. And change direction of the circle. Breathe. Twist. Center and twist. All right. You need to shake out the legs a little. All right, bring all your weight onto one foot. Shifting, feeling the roots. Bring the other one in the back and open the ankle. Please hold on to something if it's difficult to balance. Breathe. Let that whole leg hang. Just kind of open up the connection to the foot, to the earth. Change direction. All right, and shift your weight. Other foot, other ankle. There are rats up there. And change direction.
cheese.
A lot of
There's
cheese.
A lot of cheese that are
All right. All right, just gonna move your way back and forth, feeling the soles of your feet alive, and kind of finding your center, feeling into your lower belly. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling your whole body. Just that upright position. And then breathing into your lower belly, into your dantian. Inhale. Exhale, a nice gentle stretch. No overstretching, just like a dog or a cat would stretch. Breathe. Needs to feel good. It's actually fine if it feels good. Notice how the front of your body opens up. Notice what happens with your organs. They're having some more space. Kind of letting them hang. Breathing in between the organs, breathing in between these spaces. Come on in. And then whenever you're ready with an exhale, release. Okay. How much time do we have? Still have? A little more? Okay. Let's open up the neck a little. Okay. Just feel, again, it's feeling into the area. See if you can let that mind relax a little bit, no forcing. And just feel into the neck, into the shoulders. Let the jaw hang. And just as you would listen to a little kid complaining and holding it, or a baby, just hold yourself here and listen to the tissue. No need to judge or push or pull. Breathe and hanging out with your neck. Inhale to the center, gently pulling upwards very slowly. And exhale to the other side. Breathe. Release the inner holding patterns of your shoulders simply by allowing it to release, by using gravity. And listen to your neck. The next inhale, slowly pulling upwards. And then bring the chin all the way forward, elongating the back of the neck. Buddha is searching for the devil under the sea. So just kind of hang out here for a moment, a couple breaths. Again, really unwind, feel the stretch down your spine. Whenever you're ready, gently move your head side to side as if you're shaking yes, no. Actually, more no, no. But again, go very slow as you can feel each muscle fiber moving. No force. Just use your breath and allowing yourself to release. Center, and then very slowly rolling back up. Saying again hello to that neck, the vertebrae, the muscles, the tendons, the attachments. So much going on in there. All right, let's do some chest bow. Bring your mind into your sternum, heart area, and see how much you can bring that in. Like as if you like to touch your spine. Like bring it in. Even if it's a tiny movement, see if you can do that. If you feel like, okay, it's not moving or I moved all the way, go a little further. Okay? Slowly open, open, open. Push that area out. Project it all the way to the other wall. Open, open, open. A little further. Clear? No? Oh. Thank you. You can pick up if you like. Okay, notice how that feels. Okay, back in. Chest bow is so important. We're not using this enough in our weird lives we're living. So, when you're in, bring those shoulders forward and up with an inhale. Open chest, shoulders come back and down with an exhale. Deep exhale, get all that air out of your lungs and inhale. Moving from the chest bow with the shoulders, everything moves. Exhale. Coordinating circle with the breath. You're breathing into the front of the lungs and then exhale. Let that stagnation in the front of the lungs move out. Expanding your lung volume. All right. Now we reverse that whole circle. This time we're opening and breathing in. This way we're breathing into the back of the lungs. And then exhale, close, and really exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, open. Feel it. See if you can feel the air going into the back of the lungs. One more. Deep exhale and release. All right. Now we go to lower area. We're working a little bit with the tailbone. Stand wide. Bring the tailbone forward. Opening the back. Turn this elbow to those lower discs. Then bring the tailbone back. Arching the back. Forward, rounding the back. And backwards, arching. Nice massage for the lower discs. Breathe. What? All right, then right from here, let's just go into the spine wave. Spine wave is you let this movement that you started here travel up your spine. I should have brought my snake, huh? And kind of create a wave traveling all the way up your spine, breathing. Exhale. Hi, Claire. Come on in. Did you go to the square? So sorry. You're here. Just kind of wiggle that spine. Feeling. You can always twist a little. All right. How does that feel? Good? Questions? Bagua? Agua. At what time? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Farina. I got a lot. Excellent, my darling. Excellent. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Good morning, everybody. How many of us have been exposed to Bagua previously? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. I guess we can start with stuff and then explain as we go about. And the idea is to get that yin and yang exchange in the body, and within the palms are what's guiding our exchange for now. So we'll start with a little bit of a infinity maneuver here. So having the left at the bottom and the right on top, we're going to draw an infinity to each side. So we're going to go first to the left, and then as we go in here, we just open this up. We get here the extremities of the infinity symbol, and then now the left is on top of the right, and come back to the center. There you go. Now drop the right, and then lift the left to the edges, and then bring it back to the center, into the ball. Let's do that a few times. So imagine yourself drawing an infinity to each side, to this side, and then to this side here. Okay? To the left. And then you're focusing on the dropping hand. Following the back palm. And it should feel really, really light. No effort here, as if the dropping palm pushes the upper palm forward. And your center, you're moving from your center, from your dantian, which is just below the navel. A couple of more. All right, now coming all the way up to you in front of you with the palms facing down, and you're dropping down gently here. And then you're turning the palms upwards, and you're imagining yourself lifting your entire body with your palms, the center of your palms. So it's kind of like a mental negotiation, mental, physical participation here. And turn the palms down and go back down. There are a series of preparation moves for Bagua, and we'll only do a few of them today. The slower you rise, the stronger your legs are going to get, the more heat you are going to generate, and the more focus and lightness in the body is going to occur. Qigong is the root of all martial arts. Qigong is basically doing pretty much everything in one standing position, focusing mostly on the breath and allowing the body to move slowly and generate qi slowly. The palms should start to feel warmer by now, and a couple more. All right. And let's shake it a little bit. This is just a warm-up extension of what Florina had gotten us started with to re-energize the Dantian. The Dantian is one of the most important aspects of all of the internal martial arts because you're imagining yourself just down below the belly button and just above from the pubic bone, imagining yourself something pulling you from here. And you basically put all your focus in trying to move from this part of your body. And that's how you can generate that lightness so that you're only transferring weight from one leg to the other. And Bhagavad is all about circle walking, but we're going to first do the palms, a couple of palms, and then we'll do straight line and then enter into the circle. Okay? So keeping your feet together here, bring your palms in front of you. We're going to turn to the right, and when we turn to the right, this is called evolving palm. We're going to turn, and the right is going to be on top of the left. Left is basically under the elbow. Did I say left? I'm sorry, I apologize. To the right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. All right, now coming back to center, palms open. Now turn to the left. Back to the center, to the right. To the center, and to the left. What we're going to do right now is we're going to add a leg movement to it. So when we turn to the right, we're going to bring the right foot forward, and we're going to sit on the back leg, which is the left, and drop a little bit. This got to stay light and empty as if no pressure is on that right foot. Then bringing it back inside to the left, bringing the left leg out. And also, this is empty. Make sure it's just light. Back to the center, to the right. To the center, to the left. Basically, the tip of your index finger is aligned with your nose tip. Back to the center. A couple more. To the right. To the left. To the right. To the left. Back to center. Now we're going to do up and back. We're going to do basically 180 degrees all the way back. Same, right leg forward, right palm back. Bring it back in, up from above. And again to the left. Up and above. To the right. Up and above. And to the left. Up and above. One more. To the right. Up and above. And to the left. And come back to the center. relax. All right. Any questions so far about palm exchange? Excellent, thank you. So we're going to try to do now a walk. We're going to walk from straight lines, and mostly we'll do the walk at first with just trying to get in touch with the dantian and letting the dantian do all of the pulling forward. So let's come to this side of the hall. Happy TaiChi Qigong Day. All right, so here we're going to try the same idea of feeling there's an exchange of weight on the legs. So keeping the feet together as close as you can get them, and they don't have to be touching, but enough, and the knees bent a little bit. We're going to move the right forward, plant the right down, then we're going to shift the weight on the right. We're going to bring the left forward, plant it, shift the weight on the left. Now to the right, left, right, left. And then once you kind of plant your foot, you shift the energetics. Keep going. Beautiful. Unlike Tai Chi, the move here goes with the toe forward, as if like you're pushing the stick forward, as opposed to the heel up. So kind of keeping it touching, generating more heat with the sole of the foot. Beautiful. Excellent. Now when we come to the turn is called a ko, and ko is possibly the most important aspect of Bagua, because everything we do in Bagua, we do clockwise and counterclockwise. And the way there are multiple different forms of ko, but ko is like creating, let's say the left foot is forward, ko is creating the right here as a T, and then the weight shifts. Now we're facing the other direction. Let's try that. Yeah, beautiful. One more time with the left forward, bringing the right as a T, and then turning. Now you're facing the other direction. Let's do it with the right forward, bringing the left in, and turning. And you want to stay as light as you can so that you don't tweak your knees. As light as you can on the body, and then just feel that your light body is active and you're not sinking into anything. Okay, let's walk this way. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to use our palms in a pushing downward manner in front of us and creating a circle around here. That's called a push downward palm. And we're going to start with the left forward, shift the weight. Give it a little bit of a momentum here. Bagua is a lot faster than Tai Chi. Keep coming. And now create a ko. Beautiful. The other way. Keep going. Fabulous. Beautiful. And when you get to the end, stop. Beautiful. The idea again is try not to commit to the forward foot before you have passed and you stayed in that place where you are totally centered, planting the foot. Once the foot is flat on the ground, then you go. There are multiple ways of doing this the stepping in Bhagwa, and there are two different forms of Bhagwa. There are pre-heaven and post-heaven. Pre-heaven is much more gentler on the body because that's more the healing palm of Bhagwa. Post-heaven is the more combative form, and that requires more of a dropping into the stance. So, but for now, I think most importantly is make sure as you come into the center that you have this empty moment in one leg. And once you put this in and you plant it, then you shift here. And then you come back into this empty moment in the right leg here, forward, place it down, and shift. You can brush the ankles together, it gives you even more of a center of gravity. Beautiful. Beautiful. And the buttocks are tucked in a little bit, feeling that there's a pulling at your center. Yes, speed it up a little bit. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to add now the palms to it. The way the palms are, it's the same thing that we did with standing, you know, to the right and then to the left. We're going to do it while we walk, so we'll be to the right, and then as we exchange, we come to the center here, to the left, right, left, right, left. You can take it slow at first, you know, and then you can. All right, let's do it with, you know, stopping between the palms so that you can have a chance to kind of reconfigure it. So, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't want to hurt you with my chi or anything. You know, just, you know, that's fine. You know. All right, so to the right, and then shifting the weight to the center, to the left. Shifting the weight to the center, to the right. Keep coming. Keep going. Yeah, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with your weight, when you get to the palm, the weight is on the back leg. So the forward foot is very empty. Empty means there's no pressure on it. It's just kind of hanging, dangling in the air. Beautiful. Beautiful, Noni, excellent. All right. Okay, and right here, when we get to the end here, the turn is going to be the ko again. So what we'll do is just coil upon ourselves, and the way we coil upon ourselves is everything kind of folds like we're hugging ourselves. Does that make sense? That's and then we're opening back up here. It will be still the left and forward. Remember, you're on camera here, so make sure you look pretty. And beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, shifting the weight, managing that aspect of it is basically one of the more rooted aspects of Bhagavad, because as you turn from one side to the other, you're going to go through a bigger sphere of a circle, and that forces the body to move and waver a little bit. And that wavering is okay at first, and eventually you won't waver. Eventually you feel like you're solid, totally. Beautiful. Okay, so let's try now do the same thing in a circle. And the way the circle, the stepping in the circle is, um, we'll try to do about maybe 8 steps or more, or 10, or however, 12, however you feel. But the inside foot stays straight. Let's imagine this is the center here. Inside foot is straight. The outside foot comes in a curve. Inside foot straight, outside foot in a curve. At first, this is the best way to kind of align yourself to a circle.
So your own little circle.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your own little circle, because otherwise it'll be a little bit, everybody will be influenced by the others. So straight foot, the outside curved, straight, curved. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now with the outside foot, bring it into a T, so you can change directions. Now we're going to turn and go the other way. So now the right will be the outside, the left is the inside. Inside is a straight line, the outside is a curved. Straight line and curved. Beautiful. All right, let's add, I know I'm kind of rushing you through a little bit here, but I just want to give you the, as much of an experience of Bhagavad as possible. We're going to transition into doing the palm in. So having the left palm in, this will be our center. So imagine yourself here hovering around an axis of some sort. And then just keep your gaze internally. Bhagavad is considered meditation through movement. So then here, you're starting with the left, and the right goes out into an arc, and you're just turning around yourself, straight and curve, straight and curved, straight and curved, straight and curved. Do a few before we turn reverse direction. Beautiful. And the more centered, the more coiled you are to the circle, the more your spine is being activated. Now we're going to get to turn the other direction. So with the left foot in, stop for a sec with your left foot in, or out, your left foot in front. And then bring the right into a T. Now as you turn, coil upon yourself. Open the right to the center of the circle. And do the same thing. Now the right is straight, the left is curved. Beautiful. It is challenging at first because you're, how many of us, you know, in a day we walk in circle around ourselves. So it can be a little bit disorienting at first. Well, and mentally maybe, you know. Beautiful. Okay, stop for a sec here. Just give yourself a little breather and shake it, drop your arms and flail from one side to the other. I'm going to do a different palm. I'm going to do a palm with lifting upwards. So the palms are basically like you're carrying the earth with your palms. And then we're going to do, first thing we're going to go is counterclockwise. So we're going to go with the left first around ourselves. And then from here, you're turning to an imaginary circle. You don't have your palm and your index to point you. So you can imagine yourself always turning around yourself like a globe. There are a series of palms, and the palms in Bagua are based on the I Ching. And you've seen the Bagua circle that they use for Feng Shui. That's originally the I Ching trigrams that become the holding and the releasing of energetics. In Bagua, there are 64 palms based on 8 times 8 combination of all the trigrams. This is lifting upward. And then now when we get to keeping the left foot forward, we're going to turn. We're going to do a little bit of a ko. What we're going to do here, we're just going to bring the right out, and the palms as well, they're going to touch together like a lotus. And then when we turn, they're going to open back up to the center. And then go now counterclock or clockwise. Beautiful. And we're gonna turn again now, keeping the right foot forward, bringing the left into a T. And while you're turning now, we're gonna drop the palms down to pushing downwards. So the palms are now the opposite direction from where we were, and now we're turning counterclockwise. And you imagine here there's a circle that your palms are occupying. Beautiful. And we're going to keep the left forward. We're going to bring the right into a T, and we're going to turn clockwise, maintaining that same palm pushing downward. Bless you. Just do a few more steps and then bring it to a conclusion. Beautiful. Questions? No questions? Please.
About the regular, like the walking that we did. When you're coming to center, your waist on your foot, and then you're going to shift.
Correct.
Drag.
Correct. Yes, it drags.
It drags.
Yeah. Not pushing, but just feel like you're tracing a line. Right. So that will help you to just maintain that fluidity and then the hovering aspect of it. Once you arrive to the extension that you're comfortable with, you plant the sole of the foot and then you shift the weight. And then now all of the pressure is going to go here. This is going to be light. You're going to trace a line, drop it, and beautiful. Exactly. Exactly.
In the yoga class that I take with Ann Constantino, she works on balance a lot, and she says, like, sometimes if you just take this much, it helps you focus on the energy going down.
Absolutely.
It feels to me like that's what the toe does here. Like,
right.
It's not weighted, but it helps you focus on the leg that's drilling down.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. And any other questions? Say that again.
I have a comment.
Please.
If I have knee issues, I was advised to think about, actually mindfully listen to the thigh muscle and leaving all that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, totally. And I mean, something about Bagua at first, it really taxes the body because of the arcing and the circling. So the most mindful you can be and you should be is of your knees, because they get tweaked pretty quickly. Just in the beginning, because our knees are not used to doing this in a circular movement continuously. So yeah, I think lifting, and then even maybe coming to a place where you feel like, okay, now here I'm released, okay, I'm good, and placing it down, then lifting with the thigh, just feeling like no pressure there, nothing is locked, then move and just help yourself heal in that way. Fuerti. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So we're going to go a little bit into 4 Seasons Qigong. And I can't lean on this, otherwise it collapses. And in 4 Seasons Qigong, what we do is we take care of our organs. We take care of our different kinds of energies, how we're going through the seasons. Because in each season, there's different areas of our psyche, of our body getting affected, right? Because the energy moves different through the seasons. In the winter, the energy is low, right? It's all in the roots. It's kind of dormant. Not really. There's a lot going on, but we can't see it, right? Then comes spring. It starts stirring, right? Then the energy starts to rise. And we can call this liver is rising. Liver chi is rising. So the energy is rising. So if you think of it this way, this is ultimate yin, winter. Dormant, quiet, brewing. Meditation, chilling, right? And then we go more and more into yang. See, this is the yang that starts to grow, right? In the circle of the year. Then, so we're starting to come into spring. Qi is rising. Eventually, it's very high up, and Qi goes not just up, but also out, fire, right? Summer. It's where we all hang around and giggle and dance and have parties, okay? Because the fire energy goes out. It's what our heart needs. And then slowly, yin starts rising again. We're going into the metal element, the fall, right? It gets clear. Energy comes back in, and eventually it comes all the way down, right? So this is the cycle of the season. And because we're part of nature and we sometimes forget, we're very much affected by this. Different organs are affected by this cycle, right? In different ways. So in Four Seasons Qigong, we work with that. We support the areas that are easily getting out of balance in the different times of the season. So in spring, what we're in now, it's the liver. So if the energy is rising too fast and too intensely, we can start to kind of go a little crazy in the way when liver energy is too hot, too much, too fiery, too not rooted enough. You see a lot of explosions, like emotional, right? Kind of that volcano, irritation, restless legs, migraines, joint aches, special, or you kind of have this thing of like, I can't come out of my winter blues, right? That's also liver, that's not happening because your whole metabolism is shifting here, right? From the winter, storing, chilling metabolism, it needs to start to kick in so you can start to go out there and garden and make stuff happen, right? Planning is happening here too. That's another one that liver is important for. Planning, making decisions, organizing. All of that has to do with liver and gallbladder energy, right? So we take care of liver in the spring. And we're going to go through a couple liver movements just to kind of give you an idea. Then in the summer, it's the heart, most fiery organ. When the heart gets too hot, too excited, not good, not healthy. Too high blood pressure, right? Even heart attacks, all of that is up here. Too much fire. So we need to regulate that fire. We want to live it. We want to like socialize. We want to giggle. Giggling, like laughing, is a lot about regulating your heart, right? So we want to take care of that. And then we go into the fall. Fall is metal, is lung energy. So we're taking care of our lung energy in the fall so we don't get the sniffles, that moisture that can suck inside of us. And then in the winter, it's kidney, bones, kidneys, essence, hormones, nervous system is all right here. All the essential functions of the body. So then we have to take care of that. So, and in TaiChi, in Qigong, for Seasons Qigong, we always start like earlier, before spring already hits. We start with, we're doing kidney movements here, but then we start about halfway through winter, we start with prepping the liver, right? So it's already cozy and yummy when that liver cheese starts to rise, so you can handle it. Now, in my class, we're doing liver. Pretty soon, we're going to start prepping that heart. And so we're going around the circle. How many times, Claire, have you gone around the circle? 5 times? At least. Yeah. Yeah. So going through it, right? And then we throw some other stuff in there. But it's one of those, why I love to teach it, because it really feels so darn good. And then you also really take care of that emotional part, because all of these organs also have to do with not just the organ function, but a lot about how are we emotionally, right? Very much has to do with that. Questions? The way we do, the movements are designed very, very interestingly. It's basically we're massaging the organs. And so these movements are designed to massage the organs, right? If you think of a sponge, if you want a clean sponge, what do? Squeeze it, right? You fill it with fresh water, you squeeze it again, you stretch it, you squeeze it. That's what we do with our organs. So you're detoxing incredibly, right? You're really pumping extra toxins into your body. It's what you want, but you also have to be careful. Drink enough water, that kind of stuff. And if you get dizzy or headache or nauseous, it's enough. What else? The sounds. Each organ has a sound associated. I talked about heart laughing, right? Ha ha ha. That ha sound is to release the heart. So do not hold back. If you want to laugh, laugh out loud. I'm really good at that. Because you have a lot of heart chi, right? So you want to expel it. You don't want to keep it in. What happens when you keep stuff in? No good. It creates problems. Same thing with liver, right? Liver, the sound is shoo. It's not as shoo. And we're doing these sounds softly because we want to release in a soft releasing way. Okay? And then because liver is on your right side, right under your rib cage, right? Lower rib cage. We're not just doing one-sided stuff. We're also giving some love to our, what's over here? Spleen. Pancreas and spleen in Chinese medicine are connected, right? Stomach. It's actually our center, our earth. So when we're working on both of these. And yeah, let's just say hi to those organs. Let's just see how it feels. How about that? Okay. You can sit or get up. Sit. There are some movements that are easy to do in sitting, and some are a little more challenging in sitting. But all these movements really, and this is why Qigong is really for everybody, can be always adjusted to sitting motions. So we're starting with single lifting, left and right. And we're starting with liver. So the idea is your mind is in the organ. You want to kind of listen in there, right? Your mind is in the organ to feel. Am I squeezing? Am I stretching? Right? And it doesn't need to look pretty. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel the organs. Okay? So very simply, we start with the right hand, moving up, inhale. All right, inhale into the liver here. Keep breathing. I'm just going to do it slow first. Inhale into the liver. Can you feel it's a little bit stretched? Right? Okay. Inhale. And then with an exhale, you start and squeeze it gently. Nice. While the other one goes up. Now we're already stretching the spleen. Inhale into the spleen. And exhale, fu sound. The sound of the spleen is fu. Okay, inhale right up. Exhale, shu sound. Squeeze the liver gently, left comes up. Inhale into the spleen. And fu sound. Go with your own breath rhythm. Right up is liver. Smiling into the liver. Smiling into the spleen. All right. Now we can also add a little extra imagination. So liver often holds anger, frustration. That's the liver can hold on to that stuff, especially if you're not letting it flow out, right? And flowing that energy out would mean you get creative. You do things. You create projects that you like. You move a lot, right? it's a great way to kind of not get that frustration. Frustration is already when your liver chi is stuck, right? So liver loves to move, loves to create, loves to color, like let's, you know, that's the liver really calms down with that. Now spleen is the mama, it's the mother, it's the nurturer, right? Therefore it likes to worry. Spleen, when the spleen energy is stuck, it worries. This circular thinking that same crap over and over again, that's your spleen not being centered, not being balanced, right? So the spleen loves to nurture, loves to provide, right? Loves to make the chi flow everywhere in your whole body, blood, right? But also the chi. So you can, when we go into squeezing the spleen, you can think of releasing worries. When you squeeze the liver, you can think of releasing frustration, anger, perhaps even stuckness of making decisions. If you're a person who can make decisions, breathe that out. So we can add that. And when you inhale into the liver, you can also add a light green color, that color of the spring right now. Breathe that in for the healing. And then golden color is spleen, dark yellowish. Okay, ready? Next movement is white ape is picking the peach. I'm going to show it first like this, and then I turn around for folks who have a hard time with left and right, like me. All right, but it goes like this. For the liver, I'm twisting to the left, right arm comes up, inhale. So I'm making a big circle. Exhale, I'm starting to stretch up, pick a peach. Inhale, half down. See, I'm starting to squeeze. And then exhale, really squeeze and shoo sound. Nice. Spleen, inhale. Exhale. Feel the spleen being moved, massaged. Inhale. Exhale. Foo sound. Okay. I'm going to just show it from the back quick, and then I turn around again. So liver, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Shoo. Release that frustration. Inhale. Into the spleen. Exhale. Stretch the spleen. Inhale. Into the spleen. And release worries. Foos out. Inhale. Go with your own breath rhythm. Exhale. Inhale. Mind is in the organ. See if you can notice how they feel. Right, relax. Now we go intensely. Now we go all the way and really squeeze. This one, just be gentle. Again, if you get nauseous or dizzy, it's enough to do one. Otherwise, get going. It's called Lohan bows. And so it's a forward bend. We bring the elbow, right elbow, onto the liver. Don't yam it in there, but just gentle touch to the liver. Left arm comes up with an inhale. Then we go gently a forward bend, slightly to the right. Exhale. Inhale into the liver that's squeezed. Release to the center and exhale with a shoo sound. Release, 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 release. Spleen. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, golden light into the spleen. And foo sound. Release worries. Okay. Go with your own breath rhythm. Just really squeezing those organs. Inhale, exhale. You can even imagine you have nostrils in those organs. You're breathing through those nostrils into the liver. Exhale out of the liver. Or just breathe. One more. All right. Okay. See how the movements go first from just kind of gently warming them up to a little more to all the way. And now we're smoothing that back out. So you activated a lot. Now we're smoothing it back out. And let's just first do a couple of those nice gentle massages clockwise. Inhale. Exhale. Smoothing liver and spleen energy out, giving it a rest. Now we're going into abdominal massage. So you basically imagine you have a big ball in your belly. And you're circling that ball in the belly. First we go yang direction. So you're bringing it at the bottom of your belly in, inhale. Let it travel up. Exhale, push out and out. So big circle, inhale. Exhale. Kind of moving your belly muscle. See if you can reach all the way up to spleen and liver. And then we change direction, yin circle. Pushing out at the bottom of your belly. Circle up and bring it in. So exhale, up, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Massaging all these internal organs. Excellent. Great for your gut. 2. All right, and relax again. Let's smooth it out. Feel into those organs. All right, because we're in the wood element, liver, gallbladder. Liver is the yin organ, always has a yang organ, which is gallbladder. And they both have meridians, right? Energy channels through the body. So let's tap down. The gallbladder meridian is a really long one. It starts all the way on your head, goes kind of zigzag you around, zigzag you down your side of the body, and then like the general stripe down into the little toe. So we're tapping that thing down. Gallbladder down, exhale. Now, liver meridian starts on the inside of the big toe, goes all the way in, comes up around your calf, inside, up, and ends about over here. So we're tapping, when we tap down, gallbladder, and then tap down liver just to your groin area. So exhale. Inhale gently, inside. Exhale. You can tap the gallbladder pretty good, and inhale. Okay, release frustration on the down. And inhale, light green up. 2 more. Exhale. And 1 more. Yummy. All right. How's that feel? There's some really important gallbladder points on your hip. All joints have to do with your wood energy, with gallbladder, liver. Muscles, tendons, joints. So if you have lots of joint pain in the spring, liver chi stagnation, right? Tapping that stuff out. Frustration. Tap here, and then very conveniently, right where your fists hit. I think it's gallbladder 34. If that hurts, tap it. Normally it hurts. Yeah, releasing some extra frustration. All right, thank you for playing. And I think, should we go a little bit?
So to build on what Florina and Tony shared, and well, yeah, everyone else is talking. Qigong is reliant on harmonizing the 5 layers of the body. So you have your physical body, your breath body, your mind body, which includes your emotions, and then your energy body, the chi body, and then your spiritual body. And health, one of the markers of health from a Chinese perspective is that these 5 layers are harmonized and they're working together and they're tuned to one another. And you can see this as being your most concrete, touchable aspect of yourself, all the way to the more ethereal, intangible aspect of yourself. So that's kind of like the range of you. And when one of those becomes out of sync, then it starts to affect the other areas too. And you can tap into any one of those 5 layers from any one of the other ones. And that's the great news if you're someone who's more physical and not so much into the meditation and such. You can have a physical practice and have it affect the other ones, and vice versa. I love the idea of the sponge. That really speaks to me. And your fascia, we know the interstitium now is our largest organ, even larger than the skin, because it covers all of our organs, all of our blood vessels, all of our nerve pathways, the skin, all of our musculature and tendons, ligaments, and that's our largest organ. And so when we are moving, we're not just pumping the organs themselves, but the tissues around the organs, which is basically drains into the lymph, and it's like our flushing system. So that analogy really is exact. It's actually what's happening with our bodies. So 5 animal spirits, I call it, 5 animal sports, is a medical Qigong practice versus like Bagua comes from like a martial lineage. It has healing aspects, but This is created by a doctor who went from village to village to not just prescribe herbs, but also movement to go along with the healing. And so not every village had its own physician. So the physician will move from place to place and leave behind instruction for herbs as well as for how to move and support what's going on.
Like preventative.
Preventative, yeah, preventative. But you could also address issues because we're catching it at the subtle body level. So Chinese doctors don't wait till you have expression on the physical layer of the body. They're catching the imbalance, the disease at the energetic level, so that it's much easier to readjust what's happening for you. When it finally physically manifests, it's harder to, and takes longer and more repetition to get to that level of change. So yeah, what else can I tell you about animal spirits? Animal spirits, unlike what Tony said about Qigong being stationary, it's one of the few, I guess I should say not only, but one of the few walking sets. So it engages the legs in every single movement. And then it does go through the 5 elements that Florina talked about. So we have tiger, which is liver, the spring element, tiger, deer, which is kidney, winter, bear, which is spleen. I would say is it called late summer? Usually late summer. And then we have monkey, summer time, heart energy. And then the last animal is the bird, which is the fall energy. Each of those 5 animals has 5 movements. So it's a 25 movement set, which is a hefty set compared to, and they've all got a lot to it, but it is powerful set. I've done a lot of work with myself doing it, but it takes me like hours and hours to get through the whole set if I do it in a comprehensive way. And most of us in our regular lives don't have that time. So I think ideally, if I were to teach it as a regular thing, you do some animals at a time or certain movements at a time, and then have like a weekend retreat where you're able to really immerse yourself and get the full effect of what that feels like, because it's something very unique, and if you've got to really experience it to understand the power that it has. But most of us don't really have the luxury to be doing that. So, weekend retreat would be the right format for it. But what I want to offer to you today is, I did initially think we'll do the liver set since it's spring, but since we took care of our liver with Florina's set, I think it'd be fun to sample the first movement of each of the animals and kind of get in touch. So like Florina mentioned for the 4 seasons Qigong, these sets also go from like kind of getting in touch with the organ system and the channels associated, but then really like ramping up and then a little bit of a cooling down. So going from less intense, more intense, to back again. So I'm just going to do the first movement of each of those. So we're going to start with tiger, and tiger is the very first one. So we're going to do the opening movement also, which doesn't count as one of the 5. You're going to find a nice, comfortable stance. My yoga teacher said it's like you can feel your bony hip points, and you can draw lines down from the bony hip points, and that can be where your pointer toe lies, and you want those pointer toes kind of looking like an 11 parallel there. So that's a nice comfortable hip width distance. Yeah, you can draw a line from the bony points. Yep, and see if your pointer toe lines up with those. That's a good adjustment, I think. Okay, so then we're going to have soft tiger pause. And you just spend a moment here breathing, connecting to the ground beneath us, the floor. See if you can really sense the feet settle down onto the floor. You're going to inhale here, and then with the exhale, you're going to reach the paws out slightly, and then bending the knees, settle down. And we're going to take the paws in a circle. So then you're going to bring the paws in, breathing in, and then exhale, breathing out, sinking the weight. Now this is just tiger waking up, so you can imagine yourself a big furry cat with lots of beautiful stripes. And you're just waking up. I know, can you tell I teach this to kids? I love the visualization. So, you know, all those 5 layers that I talked about are to be regulated when you're doing a Qigong practice. So visualization can be a mental exercise, a mental regulation, but it can also be, in this case, a spiritual regulation. And it's very hard to regulate the spirit. It's so ethereal, we don't know much about it, but animals definitely have a spirit. And when we try to embody the energy of the animal, it automatically puts us in touch with that spirit layer, which is what's beautiful about tigers and bears and deer. We can really just visualize. So you can gradually make this circle larger as you feel comfortable. It should feel nice and juicy. You just imagine your cat or someone's cat that you know elongating itself. Animals naturally know how to take care of themselves. Nobody taught your cat or your dog to stretch when it first gets up. It just does it because it is still in touch with that innate feeling of what is necessary and what feels good to put the body in alignment. Keep on breathing with it. Just smooth, continuous breath. And if you have a breath regulating practice, you can breathe in as you come in and up, and exhale as you elongate out. Beautiful. So the spine is, I know Florina teaches it and we do too, a spine wave, but naturally this should start to get your spine to articulate. So I'm going to give you a side view. Your spine is curving up, and then you're C-curving your spine down. So you're having a nice added spine. So breathing in, spine curve coming up. Exhale. I can even drop my tailbone down towards the ground to give it that extension. Yeah, breathing in. Yeah, I love it. Exhaling down. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to use this momentum to step out. So you can watch me do it first. So as I draw my hands in, I'm going to open my toes slightly to give my base kind of this diagonal foundation. And then I'm going to breathe in, shift my weight to my left side. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to draw my foot forward as I reach out. Beautiful. You can try that again, but as you draw in, you can bring that foot back. You can breathe in. Exhale, place that foot forward. Yeah, beautiful. So now we've kind of emerged from our tiger cave. Awesome. Hey. Hi, Emily. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. This is great. So we've emerged from our tiger cave here. And the first movement is tiger is going to start to search. So imagine the grass is really tall in the prairie, in the savanna, and you are crouching down below this very tall grass. So you're crouching below the grass. Maybe your little ears are showing, but we're really incognito here, okay? And then you're going to be dragging yourself against the ground slightly and stepping forward with the front paw. So you're this cat. And then you're going to bring that elbow back as if you're dragging your belly against the ground, and then you're going to reach forward with the other paw. And breathing in. Exhale out. And then one more time, you're going to pop out. Maybe you peek up over the grass when you do this now. So now you're going to come up over the grass a little, peek up over the top of the grass blade, and then come back down. And the other side, you're going to peek up over the tops of the grass blades, and then crouch back down below the grass. It was such a sneaky cat. Oh, so proud. Here we go, one more time. Sneaking on the other side. Oh, with those little ears pop up out of the grass and back. And this time we kind of spied something. So you're going to bring both paws back and reach behind you. Look with your eyes and gaze the horizon all the way around. So bring both your paws around to the front, reach out. Yeah, come back. Beautiful. And then again, you're going to bring your paws close and you're going to look the opposite side. So this is cross body. It'll give you a little twist. Reach behind you and around again. Look with your eyes because the liver, the external expression is the eyes. So we're kind of really focusing on the horizon here. Draw back, third time. Come all the way around. Good. And now this time when we come to the front, you're going to let that momentum open the front toe out. And then that's going to let you switch sides. You're going to bring the back foot through and forward. And then open when you do that, like we started out. Breathe in and exhale forward. Nice work, tigers. Rawr. Give your legs a break, though, if you need it. I know this is a lot. So while you're taking a little leg break, we can talk about what's happening to the liver through all that. So if you notice, there's a lot of opening, like we did with the liver set, and closing. So you're getting that action that Florina was showing you with the full 4 seasons. You're getting extension and drawing back. So there's also this forward and back shifting of the liver. So now you're getting like so many different angles of massaging over the liver. So your own body, like Florina said, is massaging itself. So that opening, that stretching, and then the compression of the liver. So you're really improving circulation. And just like you would get a massage for your muscles, your liver is getting a deep tissue massage with the more you do the compression and the opening. The more repetitions, the different angles. A masseuse will come in this way or maybe this way. Florina knows best because she is one. She understands that angle and the energy of that, how deep to go when, how light to go sometimes. So sometimes you want that variation. And when you walk, you get that variation, right? You're not always stepping in the same way. So let's do that second side. Let's see, I was on this side, sorry. Okay, so let's draw back again so we get that nice spine opening. So you're going to breathe in, open, 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 and then let the foot come forward as you bring the paws down. Great, you're crouching under the grass. Breathe in, and then you're going to stealthily creep forward, one paw forward, the other one drags back. Place that down. Second side, that paw drags along the ground. Reach forward with the second side. Maybe your head pops up over the grass. Again, crouch down. Exhale, pop up over the grass, peek over the blades. See if you can see something. Look around with your eyes, yeah, and then come down. And then kind of press yourself against the ground. Lift your front of the body up over the grass, and then come back down. And maybe you saw something, so we're going to pull in, breathe in, both paws, and then you're going to reach around and draw a big circle, kind of sweeping the grass. And again, breathe in. Second side, you're going to cross body twist, and then reach out, exhale, come all the way around. Third time, breathe in. Go back to the first side. Yeah, beautiful. Exhale. And that's going to allow our foot to open. Breathe in. Kind of use the paws to lift up. Yeah. And then exhale forward. Beautiful. And then you can shake it out. Do a little tapping. That might have been a lot for your legs, a lot of crouching, a lot of bending. Any questions so far? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I like to kind of stay even, but there is some shifting, rocking going on. Yeah, you don't want to necessarily let the knee go too far above the ankle. That's something that we learn in yoga class. Yeah. So as your legs get stronger, once in a while it's fine, but that's not usually a position you want to sustain. And then as you draw the paws back, there's a rocking. So there's this that happens, and then you're using that back leg to push forward. Yeah. Really strengthens the legs and honors the fact that our organ systems go down to the legs and back up from the legs. So really, health of the legs is health of the organ and vice versa. And that's sort of really connected things. Okay, so that was a little tiger. Next, we'll do the next season's opening movement, which is the deer. So you get to plant your feet. And this is a fun one because you get to make these little antlers, like rock on. They're like, yeah. And you're going to, and this is kind of like a mudra, I would say. There's something energetic happening here. I learned from acupuncturists that visited the retreat center that the kidneys, which is the deer's set, they have a minor channel that come to the pinkies. So I was like, oh, that's great. And he said, opening like this, which is what we're about to do, the internal channel. So there's wisdom in all these things, even though it just looks fun and goofy. There's like a rhyme and reason for it all. So rock on, everybody. Here we go. So if you want a little bit of a wider stance, that's okay. Do what you feel is comfortable. So we're going to scoop energy, breathing in. We're going to bring the antlers up like little antenna. And we're going to open them up in the air like this. And breathe for a moment. I like to kind of rotate to see the tracks of the arms and how they are feeling coming all the way down into the pelvis and even beyond down into the feet. If you can relax your tissues and let everything hang from your antler points, you can kind of feel into it. And then inhale, stretch. Exhale, bring the thumbs to the sides of the head. Yeah, now we're looking very deer-like. Beautiful. You're going to shift your foot onto your left again. This is called a false stance, like Tony was doing. There's no weight on here. Breathe in and step out like you're coming out of the woods just a little bit to like see if things are in the clear in the middle. Yeah. Love it. I love it. Breathing in, stretching long. And then maybe you saw some nice blades of grass down below. You're going to look down below. And then you're going to breathe in again. And notice how that kind of flips the antlers up. And then exhale down. Breathe in. Use your belly to breathe in. And let your core really propel this. Exhale down. So as you press into your feet, feel your belly fill with air, and that can propel you up. And exhale down. Load the leg, the springed leg, and then inhale. Open belly, open chest. And then exhale to come together. Yeah, you can step up into it. Beautiful. Second side. Here we go. Rocking on. Breathing in. Exhale up to the sky. Really let those fingers dangle. Sometimes I can feel that my pointer finger is tighter than my pinky or something like that. And you can really just open all the channels. Make sure they're kind of evenly relaxed. Exhale the fingers down to the sides of the head. Breathing in. Shift the weight to the right. And step out. Beautiful. The ears are the tool of the deer and is the external expression of the kidney. Are they twitching your ear? Wow. So you've got, yeah. So the deer are very sensitive. Their eyesight's not that great, but their hearing is fantastic. So they rely on that. And they, I don't know, external expression of the kidneys. They had it right. Breathing in when you stand up to look. Well, more like listen, I guess. And exhale down. One more time, breathing in. Listen. Exhale down, and then you can check different sides of you too, breathing in. Yeah, and one more time, and down. So every time you come up, maybe you're looking a different direction, breathing in. And then come together to close it out. Beautiful. Woo-hoo. So a lot of what we do when we take care of the kidneys is you have these two long muscles that run down and next to the spine, and you're using those muscles because the kidneys are very close to the surface. You're using those long muscles to press down against the kidneys from the outside often. So the next animal is bear. So you get to turn into a big, fuzzy, solid, confident creature that doesn't have much to worry about out there. It's kind of just lumbers around and takes its time. It's this energy, this organ is the spleen. So as Florina mentioned, it's sitting to the left, the smaller organ, and the pancreas is related to it. And then those are the yin, that's the yin organ, and the yang organ is the stomach, so it lies more central here. So we're going to start by making these bear paws. And you could just kind of feel like sleepy, like you're just ready to either coming out of hibernation, not too much in a hurry for anything. Got a nice bear back there, looking for some food, looking for some grub, a little hungry here. So you're gonna shift to the left, you're gonna step out, and like maybe imagine a big rock. You're gonna look on the other side of the rock to see there's some grub or something tasty down there. And then you're gonna breathe in, come back up. You're gonna say, okay, there's nothing over there. Take one more step forward and look on the other side. You're looking on this outside side of your foot, yeah. And then breathing in, back. And then third time, step again. You can just step straight forward. I'm stepping to the side kind of because I'm going to bump into people. And this time you're going to look over, and then you're going to see if maybe you found something and that back toe comes off the ground a little. You can touch the ground if you need some extra help balancing, but see if you can get a little balance happening. You can just gently lift it, and you should find a little like I don't know if you've ever seen those birds that sit on your fingertip because they're just weighted so nicely, the front and the back, you know. It's kind of like that, like your whole body is just like over the top of this leg, just in perfect balance front and back. You'll find that point where it kind of drapes over the top of the leg. Yeah. And then let's do the other side. So it was 3 to that side, so we're going to do 3 steps starting with the left to the other side. So you're going to step forward, lumbering bear, big furry body, coming over the side to just check out. Maybe this log has something underneath it. Oops, sorry, don't lift your toe yet. Sorry. Coming back up, inhale. Take another step forward, look on the other side, exhale. You're going to leave your foot down still. Breathe in, coming up. And then again, you're going to come step forward and then look on the outside of the foot. Yep. And you're going to see if gently you can let that foot come up, because you tip so far forward. And then you could come back down. Yeah, and it's okay. You just need to get your balance. I tip over a lot on this one. I find myself. Good morning. Hi. No, you're fine. How's it going? We're just doing some Qigong. If you want to join us. Yeah. We're going to do monkey next. So that's the fourth animal of the 5. So monkey is the heart, and fire is the element that is associated with it. So monkeys are very happy and jumpy, and Florina mentioned laughing a lot in the summertime is the sound that helps and supports this heart, but also it releases the excitement that builds in the heart, that and so the release of sound helps expel excess energy as well. So, and the channels go to the pinky. So it goes to the pinky, and the small intestine comes back from the pinky to the lower dantian. So you have like this middle dantian and lower dantian like system happening with the heart through the pinky, which I think is really neat. So we'll do the arms first. So the arms is you're going to use your legs to bring your arms up. So you're going to breathe in and spring up as if you're jumping, and you're going to pretend you're catching something and then coming back down. And then we'll go the other direction. So breathe in like you're leaping through the trees and you caught a branch and you're just swinging down. And on the other side. Good. Open those pinkies up. Really reach with the pinkies here. Emphasize them. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. One more time. Breathing in. And down. Great. And then you can shake your tail and roll on up. Yeah. So a big part of monkey also is the sounds that monkeys make. So you can scrunch your face up because it's a little bit of face qigong. So we're going to be pinching our cheeks in this set later on. But you can do it now. You can pinch your cheeks and squint your eyes and wiggle your nose and make funny monkey faces. And then you go. From your stomach. Beautiful. Anyone feel warmer already? All right. So we're going to do the stepping with the arms is going to be as we fling our arms above, we're going to be stepping to the right and then hang down. And then as we swing this way, we're going to step that way. So we're going to let the momentum of the arms take the rest of the body. Yeah, good. And if you want to add a little hop, you can even hop that way. Yeah. And this time when you land, you can make little monkey arms when you land like this. Breathe in. And land. Breathe in. And land. Really jump if you want. Okay, last one. So at the end of the jump, you're going to be posted on, we're supposed to do 3 with each one. We did a little more. I'll face this way to show you. You're going to lift this back foot, give it a few turns, and you're going to step out. 1, step together, 2, and 3, coming together. How was that? One more time. We have this foot lifted. We're going to step out. 1. So basically, we're facing that wall now. So we're going to turn all the way around. 1. Step around. 2. And together, 3. And then you make more monkey noises. Heart activation. So here we go. Second side. So we're going to swing our arms. 1, 2, and 3. Lift that back leg. 1, 2, 3. Step behind you. Yeah, or in front so that you, sorry. Step forward and pivot. 1. Swing that other leg behind you. 2. And back to the front. 3. Nice. Monkey turning. Okay, so next one is similar. Oh, wait. I'm only doing the first movement of each one. I was about to show you the second one. Okay, last animal, bird. I'm over time. Okay. Okay. Let's do this last animal. Here we go. So bird smooths things out, governs the lungs, fall time, think like that coolness in the air, gliding. So with the bird, we're going to face the way we're going to walk. You're going to take a step with the arms. You're going to breathe in and you're going to open. And then you're going to exhale. The leg bends. The abdomen closes. The chest closes like Florina was teaching earlier. And then we're going to breathe in again. Open belly. Open chest. And then exhale. Close belly. Close chest. One more time. Breathe in. Open belly. Open chest, close belly, close chest. Now we're going to face the arms the other way. Breathing in, cross the body. Breathing in, other arm in front. Exhale down. And then now we're going to bring both arms in front. And this is the fun part. You're going to exhale, and you're going to tip forward and see if that back foot comes up a little. And if you really want to go for it, you can go do full expression, but you don't have to come up that high. See how you have your balance. And then you're going to bring that foot forward, sweep the arm around, and then to the front. And then we're on the other side. So breathing in, open, and exhale, close belly, close chest. Breathing in, open belly, open chest. Exhale, close belly, close chest. We're going to go to the other side with the arm. So other arm forward, breathing in. Exhale, close belly, close chest. Breathing in, open belly, open chest. And then exhale down, and then we'll do both wings to the front. And then we're going to swing the arms back, tilt the top of the body forward, and lift that back foot if it feels right. And come gently down. How's that feeling? Shake out the legs. All right, and that was a sampling of the first movement of each of those animals. Kind of get, well, it's a lot. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yay.
Kick with the left. There.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna, a lot of those movements are, they need two people. So, and you need the yin and the yang, right? So we're just gonna do a basic yin and yang exercise. And the yin and the yang exercise helps us to embody the energies that we're trying to cultivate for Tai Chi. So those energies include connecting energy. Those energies include sticking or attaching, and then listening, understanding, and followed by neutralizing. What else? Am I missing anything? So those are actual energy skills intellectually, from the intellectual to the embodiment we want to try to create. So there's a number of exercises, partner exercises, that we'll do. I'll give you one of those. And if you don't mind partnering with her, I'll give you this. And you all can partner together. I'll give you this and you can partner with her. Very tired? Yeah. Yeah. Take it easy. I want to rest too, guys. If you guys want to do something different. Go ahead. So you just start a conversation, really. One person's yang, one person's yin. The yang person is the one that's doing the speaking. The yin person is doing the listening. And so yang is like the leader, yin is the follower. So what we're going to do is start off with, you have a tool there. Each person, when you have the stick, you're going to attach like this. So the yang person, let's say you're yang. So you're going to hold it both like this. She's not going to hold it, but you're going to hold both hands. That's it. Yeah. And Nona, you'll be yang. Yeah. And the yin person focuses on leading and, listening and following. The yin person focuses on listening and following. The yang person can pretty much do whatever they want. So what we're doing is circles. So there's a horizontal circle. Hold it, please. There's a horizontal. So in a way, I'm leading here. Yeah, horizontal circle. Yeah, and you can go either direction. And then there's vertical circle, and you can go either direction. And if you're feeling fancy and funky, then you can make no. You can make not that funky. You can make just like a figure 8, infinity. Yeah, or you can do infinity symbol here. Yeah, this way. Yeah. So she is going to guide you through those two planes of movement, and you start off with simple circles, and then explore. So what you're going to do is you're going to attach your finger just to like right there. Yeah. Okay. It's a soft attachment.
And it's parallel.
Let's start off parallel. Yeah, feet parallel. You're already talking and listening. Very good. Who's yang? You're yang? Oh, okay. So if you're yang, I just want to ask you then to switch your hands. Yeah. And then you're just gonna lightly attach with your finger here. That's it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So the communication's happening through the skin. And in order to deepen the feeling, we invite one another to close the eyes as well. As Nona mentioned, 5 layers of regulation. Right now we have a body regulation. And so to make it a Qigong practice, a Qigong exercise, what we want to do is add a breath regulation to it. As you're doing the circles, half the circle is going to be for inhale, half of the circle is going to be for exhale. And so try to slow it down to match the breath regulation of the yang leader right now. Very nice. Let's go ahead and come out of that exercise. Yeah. Stage 1 complete. Very good. Very good. So we're going to switch roles now. Okay, so you will, Kat and Emily will be the yang leader. Yeah, and then Florina follow us suit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now this time, let's put one foot forward. Yes. Yeah. Good. Okay. Very nice, Kat. Emily, go ahead. Now I'm gonna give you a little secret, Emily. The center does the moving. Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you to try to enter the meditative state. So what we want to do is build the conditions for the meditative state. And we're going to be doing a partner meditation, right? So that means the leader, yep, you're going to loosen up. Yep, you're going to stay with the movement. You're going to try to prolong your breath, right? Make it slower. Try to induce a relaxed state. If we can induce a relaxed state, we can enter the meditative state. So we're going to use the breath to do that. Slow inhale. You like feel the half the circle. Slow exhale for the other half the circle. And as the leader, you're sort of asking the question, well, how slow can I go as you breathe? And don't be afraid to really slow it down. The other person is just going to follow you. So as the leader, you can sort of tune into yourself, really. Tune into your relaxation, tune into your breath, tune into your movement. And just try to find that zone, that place where you feel like, oh, well, I can just do this forever. Now let's do a switch of the feet right here. We're going to bring the back foot up, feet together, and then switching the feet, and go ahead and use that to go into your movement. All right. Very nice. You can feel a little bit of the shift in the energy. You can sort of sense the relaxation, the calmness, the cyclical movement that resonates within the body, resonates within the breath. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and exit out of that one. Very nice. Stage 2. What did I say last time? Stage 3 complete. Stage 2 complete. Good. Yeah. Any questions about that?
When the leader, let's say, exhales here,
Yes.
for me, receiver,
Yes.
am I emailing that?
Yes. Yeah. I forgot to mention. Yeah. Yeah. Interestingly, yeah. A lot of times you're just kind of focusing on yourself. You're not going to be focusing on how the other person's breathing, but in accordance, yes, as you're breathing out and moving out, the other person's going to be moving in, and they would be inhaling. Yeah. Now, what do we do if there is no leader or no follower? Okay. So with that in mind, just the same sort of plane of movement, just kind of explore the subtlety and the cues of when someone is leading, waiting, or listening, or initiating. Yeah, and just have fun with that. The fun part is the transition and sort of just kind of like the wait, and then see who's gonna lead and who's gonna follow. So now go ahead and explore that. Yeah. At this point, this you can have fun with it. Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. You could maybe even throw in a step or two, a walk or some sort. Go ahead and explore adding a step in, and of course either person can initiate either a step forward or a step back, so that it allows your partner to follow. Very nice. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. Noni, do you feel like you ready to step in? Okay, so Nona and I will demonstrate this next one. Just hand that off to someone. Yeah. And, yeah, good? Yeah, anything you want to share? Kat?
Some of the other TaiChi things I was just the hand
Mm-hmm.
is really touching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similar to that. Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah.
I felt like often we were so in sync that I wasn't even sure he's moving. Like,
Nice.
it's like,
Nice.
it's like a very quick tweet. It's like a.
It's
Or
like,
is it
me or is it,
Yeah, right.
Then
Nice.
you give a little initiation and it's clear and then afterwards.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, well, how far is that gonna go before someone, initiates something different or a different angle or yeah, awesome. Okay, now we're gonna explore yin yang, tai chi, and wu ji. So wu ji is the origin, right? Wu ji is like stillness, the ultimate stillness, and it's the mother of yin and yang. So how we get from stillness to movement is through Tai Chi. And the symbol and the pattern for that is spiral. So from a little dot from a seed, the nature manifests its creative power through the spiral. Okay, and it's really fun to explore that in the partner exercise here. So we're going to go from stillness to spiral to yin and yang, and then take it back into spiral and back into wu ji. Okay, so we'll put one foot forward. Okay, and we're just kind of holding the space, just embodying that stillness. And so the question is where does the spiral begin? Because there's really two spirals that will manifest into one. Our centers and our minds and our intentions are going to manifest into this one spiral. And so the goal here is to try to bring the resonance of Wu Ji into the movement. It's kind of like reminding yourself. And from that stillness, spiral keeps us connected to the center and to the origin while going away from the center. As you spiral out farther and farther, you start to reach your maximum range of motion. Once you feel like you've reached the maximum range of motion, then you start to come into yin and yang, and the ball is harmonized between both partners. So Nona just initiated a change, and now we're going in separate directions. Not in separate directions, but in opposite directions is what we were just going. So we're not going to step, we're not going to walk, but now we're going to go back to stillness. So from movement back to stillness, the death cycle is symmetrical to the birth and life cycle. So to go back into the stillness spiral is going to be the pattern. When you get to the stillness, you just try to embody the contrast of the stillness and the movement. Letting the chi settle, letting the mind settle. And then coming out of that.
So your idea is to just start in stillness, big and big circle outside,
Yeah.
and then circle inside.
Yeah. Pretty easy. Yeah. Yeah. Just to give you the visual, right? So what we started off with was exploring the yin and yang, right? But we want to give ourselves an idea of the journey. So we start at the center, stillness, right? Feel what it, just get a sense and feel what it's like, you know. And then from there, you have that collective coming out, and then you start to reach your maximum. Then yin and yang start to enter, and then Nona initiated a switch, which is fine, but you can still spiral in the same way. But what she did was she just changed direction, which is fine, and we just spiraled because it's all.
You don't necessarily.
Hold on, but it's all going back to the center. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It's just spiraling in. It doesn't matter which direction. You can do as many changes as you want while you're out here. If you guys want to explore, that's fine. Yeah. What's the question?
I think it was confusing the yin and yang, like it made me think then just to use the yin and yang pattern. But that's not what you're saying. You're just saying that it just makes.
Yeah, if you just kind of think of an infinity symbol, and you know both of you can lead and both of you can follow, then you can do that symbol in any direction.
So more of the dynamic between the leading and follow.
More of the dynamic for this exercise, more the dynamic and the contrast of the stillness and the movement. Yeah.
It's so funny because you were saying that I initiated the change, but I felt like
That's so funny. What's, you know, because I felt like I was driving more of the beginning movement, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna just kind of like release it, and then I felt like you maybe picked up that, but I don't.
I felt like a drop in like coming around. There's like a drop in energy here. So
I think you sort of picked it up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's a communication that happens, you know, without the verbal communication. You want to try that? Yeah. Give it a shot. Any questions? Yeah, you guys go ahead.
Same like that, because I think they're doing one. Which one is that? Doing one on each side.
Oh yes, yeah,
Oh, you haven't done it at all, right? So you're doing kind of me.
yeah. But she was listening. She can follow well.
Okay, I don't care. Okay.
Can you just watch maybe the camera so I can leave? Oh. take a second. You just take a second, all right? Wuji is like ultimate source, guys. You want to take a moment with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you'll both initiate the spiral coming out of center. Yeah, waiting, listening, just waiting for the initiation. Tuesday 11. You always want to try to incorporate and coordinate the breathing with your movement as best you can as well. If you can have your movement originate from your center, that's ideal. If you can have your whole body soft and engaged, feel like the whole body is moving, that's ideal as well. And then go ahead and start to spiral back to center. No. Good. Wow. Come right out of Wuji so quickly. Questions? Questions? Yeah. Good. Okay, this one's a little bit more of a game. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. Noni likes to play games, so we're going to play games. It's after 1. Yeah. Okay. Did it freak out? Freak out? Did it freak out? Yeah, you can adjust still from there. Not from here. You want to adjust from there. Okay. All right. This is a little bit. This is a little bit more. Has a little bit more movement, dynamic movement. Okay. So now we're connecting at the back of the wrist. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and switch feet. Okay. So similar thing. You can have the eyes open. You can have the eyes closed. Right. So now I'll say I'm the leader, right? And so for me as the leader, the game is to disconnect. The follower, the game is to stay connected. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah.
And do you go in a pattern, or is it
There-
just back and forth?
No, there's no pattern, right? So I'm going to try to disconnect as much as I can. So it could be stepping back, right? It could be forward and then back, right? So that's the game, all right?
And it's and you're trying to be centered.
Trying to
Like I'm following you, like I'm trying to like stay with
sure, yeah. Well, yeah, you're gonna find that the more balance that you can and stable that you can maintain is best for your reaction. So we'll play a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to play, that's fine with me. Or maybe how they can participate and make a function.
And I'm closing my eyes. Stage 1 is eyes open, but stage 2 is eyes closed.
I think they just identify which was leading it.
Okay, now we'll switch. You go ahead. Oh my gosh. That pole was like, you. Let me keep my eyes open. Good. You got it. You want to play, huh? You play with cat.
And are you supposed to keep your hand level, or is it
Yeah, she's throwing some monkey wrenches. So you want to try to stay connected. She's smothering you. You got. So you have to get out quickly. Yeah. Yes.
Variation on the rope. Oh, try to step on each other's feet.
Oh wow. Yep, that's also a martial technique. Totally.
now you get away? Yeah, I'll get away.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, oh my God. In that case, in that case, you can start doing this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, that's when you get to change the rules.
Yeah.
But all these things are leading up to what you guys showed us in the beginning, that form or whatever it is.
Those are all these are all just kind of skill building for that kind of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you over there. Oh, no, we won't see you there. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, I can.
I know, yeah.
Are you going to eat some fables even? Huh? Are you going to eat some fables even?
No, she's got a birthday party to go to.
Party.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Not for me. But thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
you want to do something? You guys want to do it tomorrow? You already did that.
You got the idea. So this goes into, now there's some Tai Chi exercises that this goes into. So I don't know, are you familiar with the pushing hands exercises? Vaguely. Okay. So pushing hands is experiencing the pressure and release, kind of like, let's experience it this way, right? So Tai Chi is a martial Qigong, it's a martial arts thing. So your defensive space, obviously you want to protect your vital areas. So the hands are used to protect your vital areas. So it could It could look like this, right? Could look like this. In Tai Chi, it's more like this, right? Bye. Tai Chi is more like this. So she tries to press into my space, right? I don't want to be pushed off balance. Tai Chi explores a lot of the balance, right? So if she pushes forward, I get pushed off balance. Vice versa, if I push forward, she gets pushed off balance, right? So how do we neutralize that? How do we share the space, right? So if what we need to do then is listen, follow, redirect. Listen, follow, redirect. So if I push forward, she redirects. And then you're going to circle out and back in. Yep. And then here, like, hold on. And then here, as she starts to circle out and come in, right, it's going to start to come into my space. So I need to listen, follow, and redirect. Here, like, we're still connected, which is good. You always want to maintain connection. This sort of angle as I come here like that is similar to, is this, that center line is being pressed into, right? And it could be from that forward angle, or it could be from that side angle, right? Or this side angle. Either way, because it's a nice round ball, it can adjust and be malleable from any direction. Once we both, go do the pattern and explore the movement, we're both pressing into each other's center.
And the principles are sink and turn the waist. Sink.
So in my case here, when she's extending forward, you could see how I have to match that yin and yang. I have to match that by collapsing my ball, my structure. But that is so that the energy can be absorbed and redirected, and then to her.
And everything stay dynamic rather than just static.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuck. Yeah, could get stuck. Yeah. So let's go ahead and partner up, and let's feel what's fun to feel is the stability and instability. So
And you don't brace yourself, so you are more.
don't brace yourself. Yeah, stand up straight first. Stand up straight first, and then go ahead and get a little bit closer, and then slowly one person pushes forward. And let's say Nona and Emily, you push forward first, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a exercise, a directive. Try to close your eyes and feel when the other person is on their heel. And then when you feel like they're on their heel as you press forward, then you start to pull back. If that makes sense. So Noni, and you're pressing forward? Okay, so Kat's going to go on her heel, and then Nona's going to sit back. Okay.
You have an identified leader, or is it undefined?
She's leading. Yeah.
But it's once it switches, once it gets to there, once I feel her heel.
You're just going to come back. No. So I'm just kind of directing your mind to her balance. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now go ahead and switch those roles then.
Okay, switching.
Yeah, so you will press forward, and then you're going to feel your balance, right? Once you feel like she's on her heels, then you release. Yeah. Okay. So that's stage one. Feel good with that? Yeah. The important thing is like feel your balance, right? And feel when you're balanced, but also the partner aspect is to feel when the other person doesn't have their stability. In martial qigong, you would take that advantage, yeah, and destabilize, right? This is for dual cultivation, so you're using each other to cultivate the balance. So now, let's see. So you'll press forward into noni, okay? So what noni is going to do is listen, follow, redirect. Cat is going to listen, follow, redirect, right? So you feel that pressure come into your stability, you're going to redirect it, and then you're going to extend.
Okay, because I
Mhm.
am not just.
Right, and now it's coming to here. Now the roles change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're.
Now I'm pushing.
Yep.
Oh, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Or
Mm-hmm.
each of us decide would to push more in the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you'll find when your center is compromised, your balance is compromised, the trick is sink and twist.
Sink and twist.
Yeah. Right. Right. And then you can rise up as you express again. Right. Right. Stage 3. Good. Good. Did you switch roles? I mean, you guys both did do it.
Switch sides?
Switch sides?
We were switching at each, what, because you said.
Well, you both got a chance to feel, right? Yeah. The thing is to feel when that pressure is coming in, and then to neutralize it. Yeah. So in the TaiChi Bible, it says when you're in an urgent situation, sink and twist. Urgent situation is destabilized, feeling destabilized, sink and twist, and that's how you catch your balance. Yeah. Yeah. So eventually that goes then into, so give me your hand here. Now, one hand here, the other hand here, right? Yeah. It mixes it up a little bit, but it becomes a little bit more martial. So if we were to extend our fingers up, right here, this is where we were at earlier, right? So we were right here earlier, right? But so this is more of a kung fu orientation here. This is more of a Tai Chi orientation here. Yeah. So for example, if you extend your arm out, because this hand and this hand is always trying to get into my vital goodies.
Definitional.
Yeah. Right. So for example, if this hand comes forward here, right? So you're trying to touch my shoulder there, right? This hand is used for that, right? You can feel that there. And essentially, yeah, essentially if this hand isn't there, then this hand can do the redirecting. Right. Yeah. So I'll do that to you, and I'll just go like this. I'm trying to touch your shoulder. Right. Yeah. The more that I reach, you can see the more that I will be destabilized. Yeah. Right.
So that's when you sink and twist.
That's when I was sink and twist for, yeah, exactly. So I try to touch there. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing is, like, because of her frame, I need to stop my own yang manifestation movement and go into my yin movement. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then let's see, what we'll do is we're going to go, let's just see how that feels. So I try to touch there. I never get there because she redirects it, right? You try to touch, right? So what's happening is the person's trying to, sorry about that. The person's trying to reach and touch the shoulder. That's it, right there. Go ahead. And so this hand's just going to go here, and this hand's just going to go here.
But she keeps her hand on the elbow, or now
She
she's
could,
thinking
that,
of the
that,
wheelchair.
that would be ideal. Yeah, that would be ideal. And because of the frame here, because of the frame, if she keeps trying to reach for the shoulder, go ahead.
Eventually, I'll be off.
Eventually, either she'll go off balance this way, or she'll go off balance that way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so we're going to try it again. I'm gonna go. Right. Yep. And then she goes. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So should this hand do anything in particular?
This hand's just
When it can't
there.
reach anymore?
So this hand's there because it wants to.
But when it can't reach.
Oh, when it can't, let me see. Yeah, it can drop off to the side. Yeah, so let's say I reach, you go ahead.
Wait.
I'm
You're
reaching.
reaching.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm redirecting.
yeah, right. And so I can't,
Yeah.
yeah, so that just goes,
Sort of goes.
falls off to the side. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go ahead.
What am I doing now?
You're going for the shoulder. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. And so here's the thing, just another, in terms of the limbs, right? You go forward, right? You try to touch, right? But that's just a feint, the feint, right? Because
It's a feint?
it's a feint. Yeah.
What do you mean by feint?
F-E-I-N-T.
Yeah. It means it's a fake out. Yeah, fake out, right? Because she goes here and I'm focused on here, but actually this can go towards here. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
So that would be preferred for something with this hand.
That would be also a reason why I have this hand here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's say I don't have, let's say I drop it, you try to touch my shoulder, I drop this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I keep it and then you go 1 and then 2 with that, go ahead with this one.
What am I doing again? Oh, going.
Yeah, then I can
More
redirect
control.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, I can redirect that. Yeah. So get a sense for that. Yeah.
Which roll?
So this will go right here. You want to feel her elbow in your.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to put your palm in the right on the elbow. Yeah. You feel how like. Yeah. So push into each other's elbows.
Okay.
Yeah. You can feel each other's stability.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Good. Okay. Now just release that. Yeah. Right. Okay. So now you're just gonna real slowly. You're just gonna try to touch her shoulder, and she's gonna redirect it. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
But then.
And then just come back to center. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing at a time.
Yeah. And then now you can go ahead and you're going to rotate. That's it. Yeah. You're going to rotate. And that's it. Just come back to center. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You never get there if she's paying attention. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is fun. Okay. Yeah. Watch. Now watch this.
No.
Okay. Let's see. So now you're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and go here like we just did. Okay. Okay. So because you reached, right? Now I can do this, right? Or I can push. And this is protected here, right? So I can do that. But now once you go here, then I'm going to do this. Push here. Okay? And what you're going to do is yes. Yeah. Let's start over. So this is what we're doing now. Okay? She's going to reach, she's going to try, and then so from here I can take advantage of that, right? By pulling or pushing. But all I'm going to do is just push forward. As I push forward, I love Noni.
I have brothers.
So here's what you're going to do. This is the opportunity where, so you've talked, you've communicated by trying to touch the shoulder there. I listened, I followed, go ahead, and I redirected, right? Okay, so now the roles switch.
Okay.
Now I'm going to be yang, you're going to be yin. So so you're receiving that.
Receiving.
Yeah, you're listening and following here.
So you can touch it, eh?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, because I,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, you'll have
yield.
yield. Yeah.
And redirect him.
Yeah. And so here's what you want to do. You want to get me to the point where I'm overextended. Or so how are you going to create that condition, right? When I push forward. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I would suggest once you're here, go ahead. Right? I would suggest sitting back a little bit more, right? And now you can go ahead and yield. You can go ahead and yield, right? Because you want me to go this and this. Yeah, right. You're gonna be, it's 2 ounces, what is it? Yeah, 2 ounces for 1,000 pounds. So, right, let's say if you give me pressure here and I'm trying to push forward, right? You release that, right? Boom. Yeah. So try to feel that, and you'll feel a little bit of the circular. Yeah, I'm just continuing to go because we're going stage by stage. If you guys got to go, then I'll let you go. Yeah, we are too. We are too. Yeah. It's 1:30 now. We should wrap it up. Yeah.